inside of you.
Blessings to all of you beautiful beings. It's Elena and I'm enchanted to have you be here on my channel. Hello and welcome to lesson number 12. If this is the first time you've clicked on one of these types of videos, know that it's part of a series, and I would highly suggest that you start off with the first chapter. I'm going to link it up at the top somewhere and down in the description just to help guide you along the way. Alright, so let's talk about cleansing. What is it? Who is it? Why is it important? How it's done, and why you should definitely incorporate it into your practice as well as everyday life. Cleansing is very similar to cleaning, just more of in a spiritual, emotional, and energetic way. We encounter so many energies in our day-to-day lives. It could be good energies and pleasant energies, like feeling the sun warm on your skin, or hearing good news from a friend, or snuggling up with one of your fur babies, kids, or a loved one. Those are good, warm, happy energies. Energies can also be negative, like watching something on the news that tries to instill anxiety and fear, or someone cut you off in traffic and you kind of let it get to you. Maybe it's something as simple as walking into a room after someone else had an argument in it. Have you ever experienced that feeling? It's kind of like heavy and you kind of sense something in the air kind of off. That's one of the energies that I'm talking about. And then energies can be neutral. Just general overall encounters with different people, places, things, and so on and so forth. Other types of energies we can encounter can also be from entities or other spiritual beings that live amongst us and around us. Like the previous statements, they can either be positive, negative, or neutral. My point being is that all around us, everything we experience, from things we touch, we see, we smell, we interact with, we walk by, there's so many varieties of energies around us. And these energies, whether you're conscious about it or not, they have an ability to affect you, to affect your own energy field, your own being, either towards a good or bad point. It can have an even greater effect on you if you don't practice cleansing yourself, your environment, your energies frequently, and don't put up protection. So these bits and pieces of these outside energies tend to cling to us and build up over time, which we end up carrying around with us if we don't cleanse. Think of them like cat hair or dog hair on a pair of black pants, or maybe your couch, the carpet. You never ask to have all those fluffs clinging to you, but the fur inevitably finds its way. Any other pet owners can relate. I now have 3 fur babies, and during shedding season, it gets bad. Most of the time, these bits and pieces of energies tend to just kind of hang around on the surface of our energy field, or maybe in a stagnant room, on an item that you purchased and didn't cleanse. It just kind of hangs on. Some of these energies can try to penetrate your own field, your own energies, and be absorbed. That can happen by someone else directing them, by a different entity, or something that we're unintentionally invoking in ourselves. If there's no protection up, they'll have an easier time passing through. I'll be covering protection in the next chapter. Some people are a lot more sensitive to this than others. Any other fellow empaths out there? I don't know about you, but I'm fairly sensitive to other energies around me, other people's emotions, and the different vibes in my environment. Being amongst a group of people, and especially a large crowd, is exhausting for me. I constantly have to have extra barriers up as to not be bombarded by all of the surroundings. The more you practice and hone your skills with magic and meditations and similar crafts, the more sensitive you become to these energies, which is both a good and a bad thing, and why I believe it is crucial to know how to cleanse yourself, your home, the areas you most frequent, your items that you use, or anything new that you bring into your environment. Not only do we encounter outside energies, but we also accumulate and tend to hold on to our own energies. Our own energies can also be positive, negative, or neutral. We go through so many emotions and feelings and experiences just in one day that it's difficult to keep track of everything you're sensing. I'm sure that nobody wants to carry around anything negative or unnecessary around with them. There's no need to allow any of those things which won't benefit your existence to weigh you down and hinder your progress or growth. This can also be taken in not only a spiritual way, but also in a mundane, more practical way, and doesn't have to be limited to the interpretations of a cleansing video. Cleansing allows you to remove, release, let go of, scrub off anything that isn't there for your benefit. Think of it kind of like a shower. I'm sure all of you shower frequently and keep up good hygiene. It feels good to wash off the day and feel fresh and clean afterwards, right? Same thing when it comes to cleansing. It feels good to release all of that's holding you back. It's a form of self-care. You can, like I've mentioned before, you can cleanse yourself, your area, and any items you want to work with. Let's talk about why this sort of practice in your practice is important. I've already mentioned a bit in regards to how your own energy can be affected while you interact with the world around you. You wouldn't want anything foreign or malevolent to interfere with your life, your goals, your accomplishments, your future, and of course, your spiritual work, spells, or rituals. This is one of a few reasons why it's a common practice for witches not to share their book of shadows or what magic they're working on. This is also one of the reasons why I don't post and share a lot of my own spells, rituals, or even my altar. I'm not saying you're gonna do anything, but I don't want any outside forces affecting what I'm working on. It's also a good habit to start off any intention setting or spell work on a clean slate. This, again, includes yourself, the tools and items you're going to be working with, and the area around you. First you cleanse, then you protect, and then you keep going with whatever spiritual work you are about to do. Which is why you constantly hear about cleansing, protection, barriers, or casting a circle. And I will go over all those things in future videos. There are innumerable amount of ways in which you can cleanse your area. Not only are there spiritual and magical benefits to do this cleansing, there are also psychological and biological benefits to majority of these, which have been used all throughout history. In the next couple of videos, I'll be going over quite a few cleansing methods in fine detail and providing as much background and information as I can, which will include historical information, scientific articles, and things like that. But please remember that what I know is still a very limited and small portion, and I'm sure I'm missing a ton of other practices and versions of types of cleansing. I'm just going to be sharing with you ones that I know of, ones that I use in my practice. So let's get on to your homework and your journaling prompt for today. I want you to take a moment and think about your day, the day that just passed. If you're watching this in the morning, then about the previous day that just ended. Think about where you've been, what you've heard, what you've done, who you spoke to, and what you interacted with. Doesn't matter if you left your house or not. Think about each of these interactions which you've had and how did you feel afterwards? How did your emotions change, or how did you sense things afterwards? Did you see a funny meme and it made you chuckle? Maybe you heard an old song which brought up some memories. Maybe you had a delicious dinner. Anything and everything is significant, and try to remember as much as you can in as much detail as you can. This little exercise will take some time to complete, especially if you take your moment to really think about the things that happened. But I want you to start paying attention just how much can happen in a single day. So that's it for today's video. I hope you have an amazing, blessed day, night, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. and I shall see you on the next one. Bye!